I just created something epic. This thing can automatically, with zero effort whatsoever, bring you new qualified leads who are eager to buy from you. And it costs nothing. It is so freaking powerful, and it takes about 10 minutes to implement in your business. It is insane. But before I show you exactly how it works, there are two caveats. Number one, you need to work with clients in some way or form for this to make sense. You need to have an actual interaction with them, otherwise this is not gonna work. And number two, the more important thing, you have to be not shit at what you're doing. You have to be actually good and help people, otherwise this is not going to do anything. But if you are that, this has the potential to easily increase your business by 30% just by itself. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jordan Parker. 2 years ago, I quit my 9-figure IT agency clients to help creators scale their businesses because I believe the creator economy is the future. If you need help with that, I have a newsletter, Create an Income. It's free and amazing. Join from the link below. But back to the video. I'll show you a quick demo of how it works, and then I'll quickly show you how I built the whole thing without getting into too much detail. You can always open the video, watch it again, and copy and paste everything I did. The process of this is simple. First, you go with a client in some sort of a one-to-one event, a meeting, a workshop, a coaching session, whatever that is. Then after this event ends, you send them a simple feedback form. This is how mine looks. Basically, I ask people what their email is, and I also ask them to rate the call. Pretty simple. So they type in their email and they rate the call on a star system. So let's say they didn't like the call that much, so they rate it as a 3. They click next and they get a question asking them, hey, how can I do better? I want to improve myself, so tell me how can I do that? And also there is an optional last question. So people write me some feedback, probably not so positive because I didn't do a good job, the call was just 3 stars. They click submit and they get this page which basically thanks them and asks them a silly question at the end, which is like, hey, do you want to see a funny picture? That always gets people to reply to my DMs. If they click yes, I absolutely do, they get this image that I actually used in DMs for quite a while, and this really gets people to reply because it's funny. It's a popular meme, it has my face, it is just funny. And feel extra nice thanking them for giving me feedback. And this is a very normal experience. There isn't anything fancy here, and there isn't anything super special about this one. But things are not the same if they actually like the call. So if they like the call, they'll actually rate it as a 5-star call. Then they click next, and they get a slightly different question. Instead of me asking for feedback, I'm asking them for how did the call help them. And also, I have a checkbox here which allows me to use their feedback as a testimonial. So this is an automated way for me to get testimonials. I don't need to do any extra work. My automation just sends the form after the call, and bam, I get a bunch of testimonials for simply doing the stuff that I already do. Awesome. But this is not all. There is more. They fill in the form, it's like it was awesome. They give that to me as a testimonial and click submit. Now we see something different. We see where the power of this form goes, because we have the same thank you and the same button. This is a technical limitation, I need the button, but there is a different question at the end, which says, do you have a friend who needs some help with scaling? And by the way, this word scaling here, it comes from the feedback form, and which comes from my automation. If I want to send them here from an offers, funnel, or scaling workshop, this form is always going to say the correct thing. This is the beauty of this, because I need to do this once and I never literally have to bother about it again. It's amazing. So here, a lot of people will just close the page because they don't really care and they don't have a friend, or they don't want to tell me who their friend is. This is fine. This is normal. I don't expect everyone after just one workshop to trust me so much so they can refer me to their friends. But 10 to 20% of everyone who comes will probably like me so much that they will want to refer me to their friends and for me to help their friends. So they'll click this button and they'll get this screen. If you have a friend who's struggling with a big hairy scaling problem, again, this is customized, we can help them together. I'm taking the side in which we're helping their friend together instead of me asking for a referral, because that one sounds better and two makes them the hero, and I will make sure that they win from this interaction as well. So I ask them for their friend's email address, and then I ask how can I help, because obviously I need a little bit of information. And finally, to spice things up, I say that I'm going to give their friend $100 of a discount because of the existing relationship I have with the person filling the form. Finally, when people give me all of that, they'll give me some email, they'll tell me something, and they click submit. And I end in a different flashier way. But the important part of all of this is that I just did the work that I normally do, and now I potentially have a testimonial and I potentially have a referral without any extra work, without any extra effort, by just focusing on delivering an excellent excellent quality service for my client. I managed to get everything all at once without all of the extra effort. Before I show you how this thing works, you should really pause the video and enjoy Creator Income. There's so much good stuff that I prepared for you there. You'll really be missing out if you don't see it. But anyway, here's how this works. First of all, to make this work, we're using something called Tally. Tally is an amazing app for making forms. I'm not affiliated, I just like the app, and it's completely free, which makes it even awesomer. So you go on Tally, and a lot of the stuff is very straightforward. You just fill in the form fields and all of that. The two things that you care about here, one is the customization. This is a little bit trickier, and two, it is hiding different things based on what people do. So the customization, it works by creating hidden fields and then using those hidden fields to send between forms. You read their documentation and see how this works. In the meantime, you can just see at what I'm doing here and just pause the video and look at my screen. And the other part is you also want to hide different parts of the form. This is different than hidden fields based on what the person is replying. So in my case, based on the rating, I might show them one thing or a different thing to customize their experience. And you can see that a lot of the content here is hidden because I want to show the correct block based on what they said and not just by default. So this is how the first form looks, and you can just steal that if you want. And this is how the second form looks like. It has a thank you page. It has a bunch more conditions. They look a little bit daunting, but they really aren't. And then I'm asking them the respective question. This button has to be the same for both forms because that's how Tally works. That's why I'm offering them something no matter whether or not the form is positive. I really need that button. And if they rated me highly, they'll get this thing, which basically asks them the questions in a normal way. And I have one special check here that makes sure that I have their email, because sometimes that would get lost for whatever reason. And finally, we have the thank you page for people who send me a referral and the thank you page for people who didn't send me a referral. Pretty straightforward stuff, but it can be exceptionally powerful. Implement that in your business and just be amazed at how effective having a good system like this for just capturing the goodwill coming your way is, and how much will that grow your business in the next 3, 6, 12, 24 months. It is stupidly effective.